All right, party people, let's go. Yeah. This is from ISIS Unveiled. Okay. I'm not sure what page. Okay. Well, it connects to page 76. All right. I'm not sure what page, people. All right. Nevertheless, this is okay, the last video, I talked about how they used our records against us, how they used our scriptures against us, how they used truth against us. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this. All right, this is a record proving this. Okay, like, see, your leaders don't give you no proof of what they speak to you. All right, they just tell you things, and you don't. You gotta accept it, whether it's been proven or not. Okay, everything these people have done has literally just been vain lip service. They just telling you without proving anything. Okay, and so you just accepting it. All right, but when we tell you things, we literally prove it in various different records. Okay, so if I'm telling you that these people have lied about everything, they're like they're all the way to the extreme when it comes to evil and wickedness. Okay, these people. Okay, you need to understand. These are those who you don't even see. All right, but then you get your leaders whom they put out in front of you. Okay, they sold out. All right, they took the bag. What you need to understand is you are not, and you have not been told the truth about anything. Okay, they have constructed your whole reality. All right, and if I'm telling you that we are the original people of these lands, like I'm literally telling you that we are the true people of the covenant, then I should be able to prove these things. And we proven these things. Okay? So that's all I'm doing. All right, I'm showing you receipts. I'm showing you records. But your leaders ain't showing you a damn thing but everything contrary to what they're vainly professing. Why are you accepting their vain lip service when their actions are completely contrary? But yet that which I'm speaking unto you matches my actions, and it matches that which is in these records. That's pure ignorance to keep casting me off as if I'm irrelevant. Okay? It's not me that's in ignorance, people. I'm here trying to help you. I'm giving you all these receipts, proving to you how your leaders have been misleading you, lying to you, manipulating you, taking advantage of you, do not care about you. Why would I go through all of this hell if I did not care about you? If I only cared about money? Why in the hell would I suffer for over 3 years fighting through all your hatred, your cold in hearts, your seared conscience, all your scorning, your ridiculing, your gaslighting, all of these things that you've done to me? Why would I still be here giving you this word by the leading of the Spirit if it was only all about money? Really? Really? Live on $360 or so for the past 6 months? But I'm here for your money. No, see, the wealth that I have been freely giving unto you is way more valuable than your money. You can't buy that which I've been freely giving. But you gonna wish you could buy it here in the near future. Here in the near future. You're gonna wish that you could buy that which I have been freely giving, and that which I have been instructed to freely offer, all while you continuously hate on me. You get no proof. You get no receipts that I'm here lying to you. You get no proof. You get no receipts that I am here misleading you. You get no proof, no receipts that your leaders are not misleading you, are not lying to you, have not lied to you. So this is willful ignorance. You're choosing to be ignorant, all because you don't want to walk in love. And you know it. Now let's go ahead and read from ISIS Unveiled. I don't care what you got to say about the author. Okay? I follow the leading of the Spirit of truth. Okay? Now let's read here. And so above, below, outside, and inside, the Christian church in the priestly garments and the religious rites, we recognize the stamp of exoteric heathenism. This is what they implemented. On no subject within the wide range of human knowledge. On no subject within the wide range of human knowledge has the world been more blinded or deceived with such persistent misrepresentation as on that of antiquity. Its hoary past, that's dripped in blood, okay? You know, you got your Inquisition and all of these things. They literally tortured the holy people, okay? Burned us alive, all right? Yeah, did all kinds of heinous things unto us. Anything that a wicked mind could imagine, these are the things that they did unto us. So it has a hoary past. And its religious faiths have been misrepresented, okay? Hold on. Yeah. Come on now. Alright, old trite. Okay, hold on. Hoary pass. Hoary. Well, yeah, we know what they did was dripped in blood, alright? So, hold on. That might not have been the context, though. Uninspired. I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, hold on. Hoary pass. Because, hold on, people. I want to get the right context for this, okay? No longer humorous, interesting, or meaningful. Okay. Over time. Okay, so it's no longer the right pass. Okay, so hoary. Okay, so hold on. Its hoary past and religious face. Okay, though. So this was us. All right. So our past. Okay, our past and religious faiths have been misrepresented. Okay, so these people that took over, all right, the Christian church in the priestly garments and the religious rites, okay, because they literally usurped us, all right, and they took over, and they've been deceiving the whole damn world with exoteric heathenism, all right, lawlessness, all right. You don't have to worry about how you treat people. You don't have to worry about your heart condition. You don't have to worry about your mentality, your mindset, what you think about, how you view people, how you view this world, how you view money, materialistic things, stuff like that, okay? What is your heart set upon, okay? What is your mind set upon? Is it things of this world, or is it of the things of the true and living God? Does it have to do with benevolence? Does it have to do with divine love, compassion, kindness, mercy, empathy, generosity, chastity, purity, holiness, righteousness? These things, is this in your heart condition? Is this in your mentality? Or is it all the things of this world, people? See, if it's the things of this world, but you're in all your religions, that is exoteric heathenism. Okay? You care nothing about the true and living God. You care nothing about the ever presence of benevolence. You care nothing about loving kindness. You care nothing about real love, compassion, kindness, mercy, empathy, you don't care about any of these righteous fruits of the Spirit. That means you are a lover of the world. You live for the world. You live to please your carnal flesh. Okay? Therefore, you are in this exoteric heathenism. You don't want to hear that. See? This is why you ghost my channel. This is why my channel is ghosted. Okay? Because you don't truly want to have your heart fully set upon the things of the true and living God. Alright? You want your heart set upon that which you love. Okay? And you know that which you love. Okay? You put your whole essence into that which you love. Okay? And that's well and fine. Because the true and living God has a purpose for anybody. Alright? Yeah, the ever-presence of benevolence has a purpose for all spirit children. So if you did have the type of heart condition geared after selfish ambition, then you must also allow him to operate within your heart condition, to transform it from selfishness to a heart of to being generous, okay? To a heart of generosity. All right? That's all that is. You have to allow the true and living God in. Okay? That is the only way that you can be saved from your transgression. Okay? Otherwise you are trusting in your money. And you just vainly want to profess the true and living God. It don't work that way. You work to obtain in God we trust. Okay? That's what your heart and your mentality was set upon. Okay? And yes, it was taught to us. It was drilled into us. Society literally imposed it upon us. But why are you hating on the ones, the very few that stood in opposition to conformity of that? We didn't choose that. We chose the true and living God. Not in God we trust. Why do you want to hate us? Why do you want to try to force us to conform to your heart condition and your mentality that's geared after money? See? You are literally trying to impose the beast upon us. But we're here to offer you another choice. Okay? See, I'm a catalyst. I'm not a conformist. Okay? Hey, I allow you to go with the world. Alright? I ain't forcing anything. Okay? But if you truly want the protection of the true and living God, then you're going to stop mistreating me. You're going to start being compassionate unto me. You're going to start loving me and cherishing me. Okay? Because I'm not anybody's doormat. I'm not anybody's just stomping post or whatever the hell. Like, I'm not your property. Okay? I am a child of the true and living God. You're gonna stop trying to wipe your feet on me. You're gonna stop trying to use me as your toilet paper. Alright? The whole world has been blinded or deceived with such persistent misrepresentation as that on of antiquity. Alright? We are the holy people. And you nations have done the most, okay? Y'all done the most to us for centuries. Okay? And now your time is up. Okay? Its hoary past and its religious faiths have been misrepresented and trampled under the feet of its successors. Its hierophants and prophets, magistrate and apotate of the one sacred Adita of the temple, shown as demoniacs and devil worshippers. Alright, so they basically flipped the script. But this is not to say that some of our people weren't into some of these things, because they certainly were. Yes, many of our people were wicked. Alright, they followed the blood covenant. Alright, they went with Aaron. Okay, the Levitical priesthood was wicked. Alright, there's more information on that. We'll be bringing that later. When I'm instructed to do so, but most likely it ain't gonna be till I'm able to actually soar in my spiritual mission. Cause I got all of this work on my plate already, and then this is just be additional. All right. And I got no space. And people have not taken their place. Alright. Donned in the despoiled garments of the victim. Okay? So they literally murdered us, massacred us, slaughtered us, and just been literally wiping, stomping all over us. And yeah, in a dawn of the despoiled garments of the victim. And see, nowadays we can't even call ourselves a victim, all right? Even though we've been disenfranchised for centuries, literally, impoverished systematically, you know, like we are not allowed to say that we're a victim. Like, bro, I don't care what people think about me. But you know goddamn well that if somebody invaded your home, violently invaded your home, and raped, robbed, and murdered your family, you would consider that you would consider them to be victims, and you would consider yourself to be a victim that was done to your people, especially if you were a baby in that home and they spared you and they raised you and taught you according to their ideology, literally brainwashing you to believe that this is their house, and they took you in, and all these things. They oppress you your whole dang life, and they force you to freaking do all the work in your own damn house. You don't know that you are actually the owner of that house, you know. You don't know those who are ruling over you are actually the descendants of the invaders of that house. But then the Spirit comes to awaken one of your people generations later. And it's all biblical prophecy, where they can read it in the scripture. It's all in real history, where they can look it up and connect the dots there. Is in the monuments, is in all the bones that they dig up. It's everywhere. It can't be hidden. The Spirit of truth and the living witnesses has been risen. Now you got this descendant confronting the owners of that home and all the people that they invited to stay in that home, while the descendant is actually impoverished, don't have anything, because everybody that's in their home has all of their things and have has literally taken ownership of all of it, literally claimed ownership of all of it and left you with nothing, forcing you to actually do labor around the house for an allowance. And you have to use that allowance in order to access anything within the house. But you ain't a victim. I ain't a victim. Wow, bro. Oh, no, we're all the same, right? Everybody in that house is the same. Oh, my God. I just cannot with you people. I just really cannot. We just really must be nothing to you. Like, you can just do whatever the hell you want to do to us, and we don't matter. It don't matter. The Christian priest now anathemizes the latter with rites and ceremonies, which he learned from us. He learned from us, the best of us. Look that word up. Curse, condemn,
anathematize,
anathematize, anathematizes. All right, the Christian priest anathematizes the latter with rites and ceremonies, which he has learned from us themselves. From us. Okay, hold on. The best of us. This word. See, they were cursing and condemning us. Oh my God. All right, ancient form of ritual magic. All right, hold on. Wonder worker too. All right, now the Messiah was known as a wonder worker. Oh, I hate their freaking ads everywhere, bro. That's annoying. I come here for the definition. You're not giving me the definition, but you're giving me all kinds of freaking ads. That is insane. And your page is laggy as crap. Supernatural agency. Okay? Divine. Alright? So the holy people. Alright? The working of a divine or supernatural agency in human affairs. Okay? So this was the holy people. We were in their hands. Okay? They literally tortured the holy people. Alright? And the true and living God allowed it. This is why I know you know that the disciples were also martyred. Okay? The Messiah told us that we would endure these things. All right? Yes. See, many people today want to say God don't want us to suffer, and you're right about that. But why are you dismissing the fact that we were given and allotted the freedom of choice? Okay? And so you're dismissing those who choose to do evil. And you think that you don't have to actually choose between good and evil. You are just following along the ones who seem to have all the power and authority. Okay? The ones that seem to have all the power and authority now is the wicked. Okay? And they impose their will. So because they have imposed their will of self-preservation for the population whom they set themselves in authority over, and they give the solution of selfish ambition, earn the image of the beast, which is money, for a living, most people choose to do that. Okay? They choose to do that. Instead of, they choose to do that, okay, because they don't want to suffer. And they want to claim that the true and living God don't want you to suffer. I know that the true and living God don't want me to suffer. The true and living God didn't want the Messiah to suffer neither. But though the people still killed him. My people still handed him over to the worst of the heathen because he refused to stop speaking the truth by way of the Spirit about what they were doing to the animals, what they were doing to the Father's innocent creation, is spilling their blood and eating their dead bodies. Okay? They hated him for that, and they wanted to silence him. Okay? He was taking money out of their pockets as well by pulling people from their congregation just by speaking the truth by way of the Spirit. Alright? So this is why his own people hated him. The wicked ones of us. Okay? The stiff-necked ones who love their flesh and blood, and their money, and their wine, their fine things, okay? Their status, their clout, their honors of men. Okay? There were many of these amongst my people. Back then. It's the same today. Okay? But y'all keep casting off his disciples and his genuine followers. Those who genuinely cared about the message that he came to teach and demonstrate. You keep casting off the ones of us that take heed to his message. Apply it to our life and actually live it. Like, you choose to persecute us, but we can read in the scriptures that this is how you would treat us. So you got a covenant with the worst of the heathen, who literally took the holy people and cursed us. And you continuously condemn me to long suffering, knowing that I don't have the image of the beast, which is money, that these wicked people are requiring from me. Okay? You're constantly condemning me to long suffering. Alright? So you are following the worst of the heathen that's anathematizing the true holy people. Okay? But you don't know that we are withstood by a working of divine or supernatural agency in human affairs. I am a human, but I'm merely a willing vessel for the spirit of truth, for the spirit of benevolence, for the spirit of my big brother Yahushua HaMashiach. All the righteous spirits dwell with me, because I invited them into my heart condition and my mentality. I don't harvest hatred in my heart. I don't harvest bitterness and envy and jealousy in my heart. I don't have selfishness and greed in my heart. None of these things is in my mentality. I don't have a lustful mentality. I'm not out here committing sexual immorality. I'm actually celibate and have been since 2021. So what is the problem, people? How am I the problem? I will bless them that bless thee, and those who continuously curse and condemn us is cursing and condemning themselves. Because in us, we are here to be a blessing unto you. Don't you realize that? You keep cursing me, claiming that I'm here to be a leech. I'm here to be a blessing unto you. I'm here blessing you with the true and eternal living word by way of the Spirit. Okay? How can you consider me to be a leech when I am literally spending my time, my energy, and my effort freely giving unto you the very oracles that I have received and applied to my life and actually live? What makes you think that that's not valuable? What makes you think that is worthless? The fact fact that you are literally thinking this and treating it as such as this, that's what you're doing to the maker of your spirit, the lover of your soul. You are saying his eternal law. You're saying all the righteous fruits of the spirit is worthless. So love is worthless. Real love, divine love is worthless. Okay? Real compassion is worthless. That this is what you are confessing. Okay? When you refuse to confess eternal benevolence by your actions, showing and demonstrating these attributes, because that is what proves what's in your mentality and your heart condition. You can't just say that you got compassion when your actions show that you love your money and you don't got compassion upon those who are suffering. It's about your heart condition, people. I'm here to be a blessing. I'm here to reveal this unto you so that you can have an opportunity to change your heart condition and your mentality. The only way that you're going to do this is by the leading of the Holy Spirit. Okay? You have to open up your heart to let the true and living God in. You have to open up your heart to allow the Holy Spirit in. This is for real, for real. This ain't for pretense. I ain't your normal, typical pulpit pimping pastor. In us, all the families of the earth will be blessed. You want to know why? Because we will be sovereign over our lands. And we have the best, most prosperous lands. Thereby all who have chosen to cleave unto us will be able to partake in all of these bountiful blessings. But if you continue making yourself an adversary against us, then you gonna be barred from these lands, and you are gonna be in great misery, long suffering, for eternity. It was gonna seem like eternity, because you gonna reap exactly what you've been sowing. Alright? You keep casting us off, but we are proving to you that these wicked people, what they did to us in order to take over and literally brainwash and deceive the whole damn world. Okay? The Christian priest now anathematizes the latter with rites and ceremonies, which they learned from us, the best of us, who had the supernatural divine power of our God. Alright? We were able to withstand the torture. Alright? Is records proving that our people was literally praising our God as they were being tortured. This freaked some of the priest out. It would freak them out that we were rejoicing and praising eternal benevolence as we were suffering by their torture. Yeah, kind of like today, how I still praise eternal benevolence even when I'm suffering, impoverished. People, that's like uncalled. That's like uncalled for. Like people ain't never seen that. You know. Like, how the hell are you praising a God that ain't delivering you? Like, why in the hell are you praising a God that's allowing you to literally live like this? This is this one person that I went to go to her doctor's appointment not too long ago. Not the last time, but the time before. This is how she view me. She like, why would God Why would you worship a God that will have you living like this? Like, clearly you don't know the true God. And according to her, the based upon her actions, the true God is money. All right. She looks at me like I'm less than her. Literally said, "Look at me and look at you. Look at me and look at you." Like, what about it? What, you think you better than me because you got money? Money is a false god. Money didn't create this earth. Money was created by the worst of the heathen and imposed upon the indigenous people. That's the absolute truth. So she don't want to talk about that. She's like, so what? Is what we need. She literally blows that off and be like, so what? Is what we need. How else are we gonna sustain our life? You could take a stance against it. Uh, you know, that's what I'm doing. I'm taking a stance against it. But you want to claim that, it's my God that's causing me to suffer. No, it ain't my God that's causing me to suffer. And you're right. My God don't want me suffering. All right. My God wants people to love one another as themselves, but gives free agency, freedom of choice, and time intervals. We all get to make our choice. And I choose benevolence. You people keep choosing malevolence. All right? So no, my God don't want me suffering. Nevertheless, my God is long suffering right along with me. All right? Now, the Mosaic Bible is used as a weapon against the people who furnished it. The heathen philosopher is cursed under the very roof which he has witnessed his initiation. And the monkey of God, the devil, all right, the originator and founder of magical theology, the science of illusions and lies, whose father and author is the demon, all right, these are the people that cause all humanity to vomit up their wisdom, all right, and accept their imposed indoctrination, all right, is exercised with holy water by the hand which holds the identical litus with which the ancient augur, after a solemn prayer, used to determine the regions of heaven and evoke in the name of the highest the minor god, now termed the devil. So they basically take the name of the true God, but they are literally doing the will of the devil, who unveiled to his eyes future, I don't know what the hell that word is. Hold on. Freaking go back over here. Futurity. All right, future time. Okay, that's what I was thinking, but
Futurity.
Futurity. Okay, futurity. All right. Who unveiled to his eyes futurity and enabled him to prophesy. See, this is what they need. All right, this is the only way they can prophesy. All right, they gotta go. They gotta do it a different type of way. But we prophesy by way of the Spirit of truth. All right, and we can prove that which the prophecies that we've been given via the Spirit of truth, that which was inscribed upon our spirit. It will be demonstrated in our actions. All right, who we were even as children. Okay, our life would actually bear record to that which is of the prophecy. Those who are actually giving the prophecies, all right, our life will actually line up to it. You will be able to find us in the scripture, all right? And you will be able to find us in the historical records. Many different records will testify of us. Okay? But these people that try to do it a different way, all your evangelical Christians, just vainly telling you things. Okay, all of this time they've been prophesizing of a rapture. Has it ever came? All of this time they've been prophesizing that the end is at hand. The end is at hand. Repent, repent, for the time is at hand. Has it ever came? Has it ever changed? No, it has not. Okay, but now we are here with all of these receipts, with all of these records, and my life is in them scriptures. My life lines up with all of these prophecies, but that which I speak you keep blowing off as if I'm the boy that's been crying wolf. You've been following the people that's been crying wolf, while you ignore the wolf. On the part of the Christians and the clergy, it is nothing but shameful ignorance, prejudice, and the contemptible pride so boldly denounced by one of their own reverend ministers, T. Gross, and which rouse against all investigation as a useless or a criminal labor, when it must be feared that they will result in the overthrow of pre-established systems of faith. All right, that bro. Oh man. Okay, like bro, this is what they fear. They feared us. Okay, this is why they tortured us. And they called us witches. They fear us. Like, I see it all the damn time. Even in the brew community, why you brews fearing me? Why you fear me? Why you so scary? Like, bro. Oh my God, not to mention you Christians. That's of our bloodline. Yo, even worse than the Brews. You're so afraid. What you so afraid of? Why you so scary? You're afraid of having your illusions shattered. You're afraid of the truth. Because it's like you feel like you're gonna lose you. Well, damn. That's pretty damn shameful. That's pretty damn bad. If you seriously think you're gonna lose yourself with the revealing of truth, so you basically saying you a whole lie. You are all superficial. You're all artificial. Well, how is that my fault? No, that be the fault of those who constructed this false ass reality that you accepted. Okay? So, but it's not like you can't get to know your real self by going within. Okay? Therefore, you won't be so fearful when this system is overthrown, because it's going to be returned to the pre-established systems of faith. Real faith, all right, is going to be given back to the original covenant people. What you think that we're never going to get back our inheritance? You seriously think we're never going to get back our heritage? You seriously think you can keep our lands? You think you can keep God's land? His covenant land? Like, wow, that's some arrogance. So this is why the nations are going to gather in the valley of Jehoshaphat. Alright? They literally going to try to battle against the true and living God. Alright? You going to see the so-called UFOs, okay? Alright? You call them aliens, but these are the higher powers. These are the angelic host, okay? The earth is going to be reclaimed for the righteous. That's what you need to understand. You wicked people, your time is up. We've been telling you that your time is up, but you want to try to sum things up and rationalize things in your carnal, feeble mind. You refuse to think outside of this system. For you think that this is all there is. All right. On the part of the scholars, it is the same apprehension of the possible necessity of having to make this bigger. Went too far. Hold on, people. All right. Alright. Having to modify some of their erroneously established theories of science. Alright. Everything that these people do is theories. Alright. I remember, like, growing up, especially, like, around the time I think I was, like, man, how old was I? Probably 17, 18. How old? No, this was after. When the hell? No, I had to have been about 17, 18 when I was doing the whole rapping thing. Alright? I was like, a little bit older. And I was like in the youth group, so it had to have been before I was like 19. That's probably like maybe 18, 19 years old. And anyway, I was hanging out with these one Europeans, alright? And they lived in a really nice neighborhood. I remember going to this neighborhood and it was a huge ass house. And anyway, they had like studio equipment and whatnot. And anyway, this is when I was rapping about weed and stuff like that. And anyway, one of the owners of the house, it was five of them, and they all split the rent 5 ways. Okay, I don't think I met all five of them. It was mainly 2 to 3 of them that I hung out with all the time, and the main owner, he was there, the one that had it in basically in his name, but the rest of them paid him. um he always had the television on a Discovery Channel, and I just remember, sorry about that, I remember I seen all of these shows that he would always watch when we weren't working in the studio and whatnot with my buddy. Um, like, this was always on, and anyway, they always was talking about, like, this is how they were always worded. Perhaps this, or theoretically this, or we think this, or perhaps this. It was never any actual fact. All right, like, the shows were never any actual matter of fact, like where they're actually showing the receipts and proof and all. They weren't proving a damn thing. It was all mere speculation. And I remember thinking to myself, why don't they ever find out? Like, why is it always perhaps? And like, I remember even back then thinking that, but I never vocalized it. Back then, I never said anything about it. But anyway, that was just something that I just thought about. Like, bro, this is what they've always done, even with their science, all their scientism. Okay. When you're watching anything dealing with science, according to NASA, is all speculation. It's all theorized. Okay? It's all a theory. The theory of evolution, the theory of gravity, the theory of all of these different things. Okay? All their established theories of science, nothing but such pitiable prejudice, says Gross. All right. Yes, they seriously think that they are superior to us because of their light complexions. All right, their lack of melanin. All right, their pale skin. Okay, they think that's what makes them superior to us. All right. All right, so pitiable prejudice, says Gross. can have this can have thus misrepresented the theology of heathenism and distorted, nay, caricatured. What the hell these words, bro? At least, hey, bro, I admit when I don't know something, okay? Make or give a comical or grotesquely exaggerated representation of someone or something. All right, so this is what they did to us. All right, so they try to mimic us, and then they do it in bro. This is your pretendians, okay? Your pretendians been doing this. All right, yeah, they are pretenders. They're not the real deal. Okay? If they were the real deal, and I got more, I just want to show this because it's the first thing that popped up. Okay? Look at those lips. There ain't none. Okay? We actually have lips. Alright? All of these people in their dress up, they dress up like us. They pretend to be us. Alright? They know who the real Indians are. Okay? And the real Indians is the true holy people. Okay? This is a pretender. You see? Pretender. The story of the American Indian. They want $2,550 for this book. I wonder why. What kind of information is in that book that it would cost that much? See? Boasting against the natural branches. And that was from this book here, The Story of American Indian. But now this one, I don't think I got anything from there. But hold on a second. Because I wanted to get something right quick. See, we ain't playing dress up. This ain't dress up for us. This is the original Indians. And they literally reclassified us. Alright? Well, that's paper genociding us by reclassifying us. Alright? To colored on all vital records. Alright? This happened all over America. From Virginia to all states. Just literally reclassified us. Alright? These are real Indians, okay? Not you pretendians. All right? Like you pretendians, where's your copper color? What happened to your copper? See, this is in the movie man, what movie was this? Mad Max or something? I forget the name of the dang movie. It could have been Mad Max, I think. All right, but this is what they have put in the movie, and then they told the truth in this movie. All right, they told the truth in this movie. I put out a video about it, and it kind of went ignored. Let's see here, 1 second. Okay, here we go. All right, Iron Eyes Cody. All right. He was a pretendian. Okay? This is a real Indian. Alright? Where's the cop color? Okay? I don't even be meaning to go down this route. But see, these are pretendians. They're not the true aboriginal people of these lands. They replaced us. Alright? They know who the real Indians are. Okay? This is the real Indians of this land. Okay? We're the true people of these lands. Alright? And they know it. Your leaders know who we are. Okay? You know why you think there's this whole thing with birthright citizenship? Okay? They know that we woke up. We know who we are. We know what you've done to us. We know what these nations have done to us. All right? We know who those who set themselves up in authority over us done to us. Okay? So yeah, they're basically been mocking us. All right? It's forms of religious worship. Okay? They've been mocking the real deal and pretending this whole damn time. All right? It is time that posterity should raise its voice in vindication of violated truth, and that the present age should learn a little of that common sense of which it boasts with as much self-complacency as if the prerogative of reason was the birthright only of modern times. Okay? See, you don't want to reason real history. You only want to reason within this false ass reality that we've been presented. Alright, you don't want to reason beyond that. Okay? Like, you want to act like history doesn't affect the here and now. How the hell does it not? This is our home. And we're not being treated right in our own home. All this gives a sure clue to the real cause of the hatred felt by the early and medieval Christian towards his quote-unquote pagan brother. And they called us pagan because we were not Christians. Okay? We were not Constantine Christians unless they forced some of our people to become Christians. Okay? Then they didn't consider them pagan. They just called them a slave. Okay? They were still slaves. Because we couldn't, even if we chose to become Christian, that just means they wouldn't have killed us. They didn't kill us. But we became their slave, their servant. We conformed to their Christianity. Okay? But there was always some of us that rebelled against it, and we were the ones that were the martyrs. Okay? But of course, and I had gotten this revelation by way of the Spirit before I even got this record. Okay? Because I recently got this record, but by way of the Spirit, it was revealed to me that the nations have been hating us. Like, I always wondered all my life, why in the hell are we so hated by all nations? Now I know. Because you nations know that this is not your ancestral land. You nations know that this is actually our land. And you knew that at some point in time, all of this will be returned back to us, whom are the heirs of this land and all the resources that are upon it. So this is the real cause of your hatred. Because you don't think that these things, you don't think that we deserve these things. You don't think that we deserve this land. You don't think that we deserve the resources of this land. You think that you're better than us. And you're proving it. Because now that you're all prosperous, with all your money and your materialistic things, you don't think that we're worthy of you helping to relieve our suffering. Therefore, you harden your heart condition and you continuously sear your conscience. You hate what you fear. See, you fear us receiving sovereignty back over our land because you think that we're going to treat you the way that you have treated us, the way that your forefathers treated our forefathers. See, this is the faith that you're going to have in our God to overcome that fear. Because his people ain't going to do anything unto you that is contrary to divine love, compassion, kindness, mercy, empathy, generosity, goodness, all of these righteous fruits of the Spirit. See, you're fearing that we're going to be evil unto you, but it's your fear that's going to cause you to actually reap what you fear. Okay? You are going to reap what you fear if you refuse to unharden your heart condition and unsear your conscience. If you refuse to stop hating on the living witnesses. If you refuse to love us. If you refuse to confess our God of eternal benevolence. If you refuse to confess loving kindness. If you refuse to confess with your actions divine love, compassion, kindness, mercy, empathy, generosity, purity, righteousness. If you refuse to confess eternal benevolence, then you will reap what you fear. Because you have been sowing all of these negative attributes trying to prevent you from reaping this evil. But you've been doing this evil. You've been upholding this oppression. You've been forwarding the affliction. You're refusing to help relieve our suffering. Therefore, you're in one accord with this wicked ass system. Refusing to detach yourself from the system and its mentality and heart condition. Okay? And all of this was systematic. But you refuse to unlearn it. You refuse to open up the door of your heart and let our God operate within your mentality and your heart condition. The Christian, thou may... Okay, I have no idea what the hell that is. 1 second. And bro, this is going to be the last video I do today most likely. Alright. Some of these words I can't find when I try to look them up too. I've encountered that before. Alright. That came up. Someone who performs miracles or magic. See, they took our knowledge, right? And you know how anything can be used for good or evil. So the knowledge, all the spiritual knowledge that we had, they took it and they used it for evil. Okay? They used it for evil. Alright? They began to use the magic for evil. Alright? That's what that is. Alright? the magic. Okay, so the Christian magician, once having broken all association with the mysteries of the temples and with these schools so renowned for magic, described by Saint Hilarion, could certainly expect but little to rival the quote unquote pagan. Okay, they called us pagan because we weren't Christians. We were the true holy people who actually had the spirit of the true and living God. All right, so we could actually do wonderful works. Okay, wonder workers. All right, we were known as the wonder workers. Okay. No apostle, with the exception perhaps of healing by mesmeric powder, power. Okay, sorry, mesmeric power has ever equaled Apollonius of Tyana, and the scandal created among the apostles by the miracle doing Simon Magus. Okay, that was the one. I was trying to remember the other day. I think yesterday, or the day before. It is too notorious to be repeated here again. All right, how is it? Asked Justin Martyr in evident dismay. How is it that the talismans of Apollonius have power in certain members of creation? For they prevent, as we see, the fury of the waves and the violence of the winds and the attacks of wild beasts. And whilst our Lord's miracles are preserved by tradition alone, those of Apollonius are most numerous and actually manifested in present facts as facts so as to lead astray all beholders. Um, this perplexed martyr solves the problem by attributing very correctly the efficiency and potency of the charms used by Apollonius to his profound knowledge of the sympathies and antipathies or repugnances of nature. Unable to deny the evident superiority of their enemy's power, the fathers had recourse to the old but ever successful method, that of slander. Okay, so in not so many words is all of this. Okay, even hold on. Moses today would have been considered a magician, okay? As he had a staff that he turned into a serpent, okay? He was able to literally part the Red Sea, okay? Where there's wall of water on the left and a wall of water on the right, but yet the Israelites got to actually walk through dry land, okay? These were wonder workers. Okay, he had magic. Okay, that's what you would consider magic, but it's good magic. It was in order to protect our people from those who were trying to kill us. Okay. So now you Christians today, you Constantine Christians, those of my bloodline, okay, like my family, if I speak of magic in their presence, which I haven't because I already know how they would react to it, okay, but nevertheless, they believe that that book is the infallible word of God, and it literally talks about magic in that book, and they're oblivious to it, all right? They're so scary, okay? Many of the brews, okay, especially the campers, all right? They're nothing but Christians on steroids, okay? But anyway, magic in and of itself is not evil. Okay? Is not evil. All right, now I don't burn candles, and or I haven't even ever burned sage. Okay, I ain't participated in any of that, but I wouldn't necessarily go and say that, hey, that's evil to burn sage. All right, now if you literally trying to do rituals and stuff in order to freaking get money and stuff like that, bro. I don't recommend that. Okay, I would never do anything like that because my trust and faith is in a true and living God, not in me performing some kind of ritual in order to get money. Okay, like my heart ain't set upon money. So I serve my God. Okay, that is the ever presence of benevolence. Okay, and I just simply choose to be obedient to that eternal law of divine love, and freely give that which has been inscribed upon my spirit. Okay? And then all my wants and needs will eventually be supplied unto me. I don't have to do no divination. I don't have to burn no candles and or do some kind of ritual in order to have my wants and needs. Okay? Now, uh those who those who don't have the power of the true and living God, seek it some other kind of way. All right. And when they have to seek it some other kind of way, they begin to slander those of us who are authentically utilizing the power of the true and living God. Okay, we're empowered by the true and living God. Okay, and they begin to slander us. All right. They honored the Thorages with the same insinuating calumny. It's probably gaslighting. Let's look that word up. CAL. Okay, making the false and defamatory statements about someone in order to damage their repu- repu- reputation, which is slander. All right, a false slanderous statement. This has happened to me. Okay, character assassination. All right, this happened to me within the brew community. Okay, on Facebook and possibly even on YouTube. Who knows? All right, slurs, smears, untruths. Okay, people claiming that I'm using people, people claiming that I'm a leech, people claiming that I'm doing this to depend upon other people for their money. Okay, all this is nothing but slander. Okay, and you're literally following the worst of the heathen who literally corrupted your mentality to think this way. Okay, so that's been resorted to by the Pharisees against the Messiah. Okay, so this is the same thing that the Pharisees was doing to the Messiah. Okay, the same way that the Brews were treating the Messiah back then, and the same way all the stiff necked Brews was treating all the prophets, is the very same thing that I'm experiencing in my life today. Like, I'm being treated the same way. Okay? Thou hast a daemon, the elders of the Jewish synagogue has said to him. All right, thou has a demon. Okay. Do you know how many times that these bruised and claimed I got a demon or I got an evil spirit? Even my uncle claimed that I'm being led by evil spirits. Like, bro, it is absolutely insane how my life is seen in the scriptures and in these records. Okay? It's absolutely crazy. So they repeat this over and over. All right, thou has a devil, repeated the cunning fathers with equal truth, addressing the pagan magician, and the widely bruited charge erected later into an article of faith won the day. Okay, so this is why you think the way that you think. It's like you demonize us. Okay, yet you're upholding evil. Okay, But the modern heirs of these ecclesiastical falsifiers who charge magic, spiritualism, and even magnetism with being produced by a demon forget or perhaps never read the classics. Okay? None of our bigots had ever looked with more scorn on the abuses of magic, okay, the abuses of magic, than it did the true initiate, okay? I am a true initiate because I literally humbled myself like a little child and I opened my heart to the true and living God. I allowed the true and living God to come in my heart and take out my stony heart and give me a heart of flesh. So now I have a very tender heart. Okay? I allow the true and living God to renew my mind. Okay? So now I think the way that I was created to think initially. All right? When he created my spirit, benevolent. Okay? I think with a benevolent mindset. Okay? That's all it is, people. That's how you become a true initiate. Okay? You have to be born again. To be born again is to unlearn the wisdom of this world and relearn via the spirit of truth which comes to bring reproof. Okay? You must humble yourself. Okay? Let's go ahead and get it. Because we're at 121. I'm going to go ahead and play this. Okay? You must humble yourself. This is important. And people take it like I'm in arrogance when I keep saying this. Like I haven't went through this step. And people act like I'm telling them to humble themselves down to me. It ain't about me. It's about the authority of the Spirit of truth. It's about the authority of the reproof via the Spirit of truth. Okay? Now, we're dealing with this Paschal Supper. And you know, bro, I've been given a lot, so I go on these tangents, breaking all of this down by way of the Spirit. Okay? So now, the Messiah said unto them, He that is greatest among you, let him be as he that does serve. Okay? That means being in one accord with the ever-presence of benevolence. That is the opposite of self-serving. Okay? And the Messiah said, with desire I have desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer, and to institute the memorial of my oblation for the service and salvation of all. Now the reason that he's saying this, because all his servants do the same thing. We're not saying that we are him. I'm saying I'm his sheep. I heard his voice and I follow in accord. Okay? So, I suffer. Okay? And I suffer for the service and salvation of all. I'm not here for self-serving purposes. Alright, so you see, I'm not here for self-serving purposes, okay? He said, my sheep hear my voice and they follow, okay? Alright, that's John 10:27. The Messiah did not come for self-serving purposes. Okay? But many of you people, you refuse to believe that. You refuse to believe that I'm not here for self-serving purposes. Like, you literally want to assume that about me. And this has been what has been literally slapped upon me. Okay? You people have literally assumed this. And you're like, this is what you want to believe about me. Okay? You choose to believe that I'm here for self-serving purposes. Okay? You refuse to see that I'm actually here to help you. All right? So hold on a second. I gotta use the restroom and get some water. I mean, it's like the same damn thing. Being born in a female body, and people is like, well, you were born in that body, so I'm gonna treat you this way, regardless of how your personality it doesn't line up to your physical body. Like, you focusing upon the physical, okay? That which is tangible, that which you can see, all right? So, yeah, we need money in order to live our life. That's what you want to hold on to. But you refuse to see the underlying evil that I'm instructed to reveal unto you. I'll be right back. Hi, baby. All right, party people. Oh, man. Let me get a drink of water. Now, all those who are not his sheep, they will not recognize his spirit. Okay? Yeah, you don't recognize his spirit when you are not his sheep. When you are a goat, you don't recognize his spirit. Okay? But all those who are actually his sheep, they will listen to his voice. And he knows them. All right? And they follow him. Okay? He gives unto us eternal life, and we will never perish, and no one can snatch us out of his hand. Okay? That's us. We belong to the good shepherd. Okay? See, we ain't the portion of malevolence. No, we are the portion of benevolence. All right? Therefore, we will have the divine protection. All right? We are the ones that will have the protection of the true and living God. Okay? Whereas all of you that harden your heart and sear your conscience, keep trusting in the God we trust, all right? Trust in your money, your riches, your materialistic things, all your prosperity, okay? That's your God. And then we're going to see which God is more powerful. Okay, just put it that way. Because we're gonna see. Cause see, right now you only think your God is powerful because you're not suffering, but you are refusing to understand that we've been forced to live in a paradigm. We've been living in a paradigm. That means this is not the real reality. Okay, this is the reality that was constructed by great evil, but it's about to correct itself. Now, when the evil is corrected and the earth is righted, all right, injustice is overturned, okay, and the actual people of the land has been restored, then that's the real reality. That is the eternal reality from that point on. Okay, see, you wicked people ain't no longer gonna have control over us or our resources, our lands, none of that. Okay, so because you're not gonna have control over us, our lands, and or our resources ever again, what kind of state do you think that's gonna leave you in? And what kind of hope would you ever have to rule again? You ain't never gonna rule, but you can be happy. You can be spared from misery and suffering. Okay? But you gonna have to cleave unto the resurrected covenant remnant. Okay? That's all that is, people. What you think? You seriously think that wickedness is just going to keep ruling and forcing, imposing your wicked, evil will upon the righteous? Like, bro, y'all something else. Okay? We're the ones that's going to receive eternal life. All right? We're the ones that's never going to perish. Okay? And none of you wicked people can snatch us up out of his hand. None of you wicked people can prevent our spiritual mission. None of you wicked people are going to prevent the fulfilling of any of these prophecies. Okay? You had your time to live lavishly. You had your time to enjoy your prosperity. Now you have to make a decision. Now you have to choose whether you're going to stay selfish or you're going to become generous. You know? That's the choice that you got to make in a valley of decision. Alright? You're going to stick with the status quo of this wicked ass system, or you're going to join yourself to the resurrected, obedient, covenant remnant. It's your choice. But his sheep hear his voice and they follow. Okay? To be led by the Holy Spirit, you have to humble yourself. You have to unlearn the lies. All of the lies. That means you are not superior to us. You are not superior to us. We are the true people of these lands. Your people destroyed our greatness. Your people have not been able to replicate it. Okay, so therefore they had to destroy it. Alright? And build on top of it. You have to be able to relearn via the Spirit of truth. Well, the Spirit of truth is dwelling with the lowly. The Spirit of truth is dwelling with those who you keep casting off as worthless. See, I don't mind being lowly. That's what I was born into. I was born in low status because I was born being considered black, being labeled black. Well, black is a status. That's a lower class than white. First similar word is humble. We are the humbled people. Not all of us. I mean, we all have been humbled to the world. Okay, the world has humbled us as a people. All right, but you got some of my people that is hella freaking arrogant still yet, especially now these days that we know that we are the people of the covenant. You know, some of them real arrogant about that. All right, and they're mistreating people in their arrogance, which is going to be counted against them. Okay? But however, the true people of the Father these days are these:
lowly,
low in status or importance, humble. See, you say I'm arrogant because of the way that I speak with boldness via the Spirit of truth. But you are rejecting the fact that the Spirit of truth has authority. That's not arrogance, that the Spirit of truth is in authority in my life. You can't automatically assume that I'm arrogant because I gave the Spirit of truth authority in my life and I am obediently speaking the eternal living word by way of the Spirit as I live it. That's not arrogance, people. I'm humble before the eyes of my Maker. I just don't humble down to the ideology of mortal men. Your opinions don't matter. Your dogmatic belief systems don't matter. It has no value outside of this false ass reality. That ain't arrogant. Okay? That is a fact. Okay? How is your belief going to change real prophecy? Okay? How does your opinion about me stop me from what the Father has planned for me, has laid out for me? Okay? It can't. All right? All you're doing is limiting yourself. You're limiting yourself while projecting a false reality upon me to call me arrogant. I am humble. I've been debased all my life, considered nothing, low-born, low-ranking, all right? Peasant, poor, okay? Common. But see, this is only common in the aspect that I'm not known. I'm not popular. Okay? Ordinary in the fact that, well, because I really do stand out like a sore thumb, so I'm not really common or ordinary. However, people don't know me. Okay? So because when people don't know me on surface level, hey, I'm just another ordinary person. All right? Like when I go out on the bus or I'm walking or whatever, if I'm out and about, people will look at me like I'm just another ordinary person. Okay? They wouldn't recognize me as somebody famous. I'm not famous. Okay? This is what this is meaning. All right? Simple. Okay? I'm not extravagant. Okay? I'm like not out here trying to live it up big and all of these things. Okay? No. I live like a breath passing away. All right? Plain. All right? But I'm considered simple-minded. Okay? I'm considered inferior, but I'm not inferior. All right? I'm not inferior. I know who I am. That don't make me inferior. Okay? I've been made to be subordinate because there are people who are foreigners upon this land who have set up an unrighteous, unjust system to where they are ruling over me. Okay? I am under subjection physically of this satanic ass system where these people who have subjection of me is requiring money from me. Okay? Obscure, that means hidden. Okay? Yeah, I'm one of his hidden ones. Okay? But we are actually the noble people. All right? We are really the aristocratic people. All right? We're the kings. We're the queens. We're the rulers. We were the original people. Okay? Belonging to a heredity class. Hold on.
Hereditary.
Hereditary. Belonging to the hereditary class. Okay? So I have a birthright. Alright? My birthright is these lands and all the resources upon these lands. Right? With high social or political status. Yes, spiritual. Okay? We're the spiritual people. Okay? We are the living witnesses. Okay? Having or showing fine personal qualities or high moral principles and ideas. Okay? That lines up with who we really are. Now, those who set themselves up in authority as the hereditary class, the ones that are got the high social and or political status, all right, those who are considered aristocratic, all right, they don't show with their actions of having fine personal qualities or high moral principles and ideas. All right, you can see this. Your leaders don't have any high moral principles and or ideas. This system don't have any kind of high moral principles and or ideas. But the lowly do. The lowly who are forced to live in this false ass reality, we have these fine personal qualities and high moral principles and ideas. We're the ones that are walking in righteousness, virtuous principles, literally good, honorable, honest, upright, upstanding, decent, worthy, even though you're treating me like I'm not worthy, uncorrupted. I'm not out here doing evil. Okay, I am anti-corruption. I am moral. All right, I am ethical. I am reputable. Okay, unselfish. Okay, I'm actually selfless. Okay, generous. All right, self-sacrificing. Isn't that this long suffering that I've been enduring for 3 years? Self-sacrificing. All right, brave. Am I not brave to stand up in great boldness against this satanic, unrighteous, unjust system of economic slavery imposed upon me and my people? Enduring all the hardened hearts of you people, yet I still keep speaking this living word by way of the Spirit? Is that not bravery? Have I cowered away? Have I ran away with my tail tucked to go get a job and earn my money for a living? So rest assured that we will be exalted. We will be elevated. We will be grand. We will be known as sublime. All right, but we ain't gonna impose a damn thing. Okay? No, we don't impose anything. It's just simply the fact that this false ass reality was imposed. Okay? So the overturning of the false reality that was imposed is not the real reality being imposed upon you. I mean, hell, I guess you could see it as that, but that's not the real reality. It's just simple fact that the wrongs are being righted. Okay, I mean, you acting like if it's dark and someone flips on the light, you want to claim that they destroyed your darkness. You want to claim that they're evil because they destroyed your darkness. Like, no, we just needed light so that we could see clearly. Okay? We're not trying to destroy you. Okay? I'm not here to destroy you. Alright? I'm here to destroy the lies. So if you are comfortable and you're complacent with the lie, then you're going to feel like I'm destroying you. You're going to feel like I'm attacking you. Alright? I'm not attacking you. His sheep hear his voice and they follow. Okay? I'm here to help all humanity and all creation be free of this satanic ass system. Now, let's see where we are. So, yes, I'm here to serve, okay? Not saying that I'm great, but the greatest in the kingdom is those who can humble themselves like little children. Okay, I humbled myself like a little child, so I'm just simply going based upon what's in the scriptures. All right, it lines up, and I'm showing you how you are great. It's not me that I didn't seek to be great. I'm seeking literally for my freedom and happiness, but not only for myself, but for all humanity and all creation, because I have been given the clarity and the understanding by way of the Spirit. All right, and I have all the receipts proving it. All right, I am in a position to where I am able to offer you to accept the true and living God, or keep holding to the God that you have been trusting in, which is "In God We Trust" engraved on the back of your money. Keep trusting in the system that was established by the wicked and thinking that you have a choice within it by voting for the lesser of the two evils. Okay? There is an option outside of that, people. That's what I'm trying to get you to see. Alright? I'm here to help all humanity and all creation be free of this satanic ass system. Okay? I'm here to offer life rafts unto all who can receive it. Alright? Because my God offers protection for all those who love Him. Okay? But you gotta really actually love Him. Not just vainly confess that you love Him out your mouth while your heart condition is geared after your money and your materialistic things. For behold, the hour... Hold on. You need to understand, people. You cannot serve two masters. Alright? No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve the true and living God and money. Okay? That is an impossibility. Okay? Now, the choice is yours. You're ignoring, well, you have been ignoring. Many people have been ignoring the children of light, the AKA living witnesses, all right? The vessels of mercy, okay? You've been ignoring us to your own detriment, refusing to see that we have been risen up by way of the Spirit to give you an option. All right? Your leaders, those who set themselves in authority over all humanity and all creation, has only given us but their option. Okay? One option, their option, and the illusion of choice. Okay? Because both wings belong to the same damn bird. Okay? The control of the wicked over your life, and it's a self-serving government. They don't care about you. If they cared about you, they would not be self-serving. Okay? Nevertheless, you are choosing those who set themselves up in authority over you, where is their way or no way. All right? If you don't do it their way, you're going to suffer. All right? The only reason that you suffer dealing with eternal benevolence is because you refuse to operate in his attributes. Okay? So, and then when you refuse to operate in his attributes and you choose to go contrary, sowing the opposite attributes, you will reap what you sow. Okay? That's righteousness. That's righteousness. How is it righteous that these wicked people literally impoverished my people, disenfranchised us, took away our livelihood, and imposed their economic system with the image of the beast, which is money, and they're like, hey, now you can participate in selfish ambition for your self-preservation. And if you don't want to do this, then you suffer, root hog, or die poor. That's not the same thing as given the choice to either be righteous and love your neighbor as thyself, all right, continue in the goodness of the true and living God, and never have to suffer anything, all right, in a righteous kingdom. All right, in a righteous kingdom there would never be any suffering. Okay, because everybody in that righteous kingdom, that's how it is in the celestial realm. There's never any contention in the celestial realm. All right, that began with Lucifer. All right, that's how there came about the rebellion. Okay, the fall and the rebellion against benevolence. Okay, and is upon this earth. Whether you love benevolence or you love malevolence. Okay? If you are selfish and you only care about yourself, then that means you love malevolence. Okay? So, yeah. They don't give an option. It's either be complacent with the evil or suffer. Alright? Earn our God. Okay? Their God is money. Okay? You got to put in your time, energy, and effort for their God of money. And then you have to pay that image of the beast in order to live in their society. Okay? But with eternal benevolence, We have a choice whether we're going to continue in his goodness. And he's always providing for those who love him. Okay? Even those who made themselves his adversary. See, he knew in his foreknowledge how these nations was going to be to his people. But yet at the same time, because of the stiff-necked disobedience of his covenant people, he had to allow these wicked nations over here. Now, they didn't know our God, okay? But they got the goodness of our God when they got to come upon his land. And for centuries, many generations, he has been long suffering their arrogance and how they just take of all these abundant blessings which he allotted unto them and literally have done wickedly with it this entire time. Okay? Benevolence loved you enough to allow you to do this. And now you can't love our God by loving his meek, tender-hearted vessels of mercy, whom he resurrected by way of his spirit. And we're actually demonstrating his attributes. We're teaching his oracles. You don't want to assist us? Well, guess what? You spitting on the love of benevolence. You're spitting on his compassion in which he had for you this whole damn time. You spitting upon his mercy that he had for you this whole damn time. Okay? So you literally spitting on your help. Okay? Yeah, that's what you're doing. So you cannot claim that eternal benevolence is evil and bringing death and destruction upon you. No, you're bringing evil upon you and you're bringing death and destruction upon you. Okay? Because that's what you have chosen to sow with your actions. Alright? Your option with eternal benevolence of love and life, alright, is us hidden ones. Alright? We are your option. We're here to give you the eternal truth. We're handing out life rafts. Alright? We're letting you know, we're sounding the alarms, letting you know imminent destruction is upon you. Okay? The choice is yours. We are actually giving you a choice with all the receipts and the proof, and we're not asking you to just blindly believe us. Okay? Like, unlike your pulpit pimping pastors, unlike your leaders. Okay? We're taking the time to actually prove these things. But it's your choice whether or not you want to take the red pill and wake up from the illusion, or keep taking that blue pill that you keep going to church to get that blue pill, or you keep listening to CNN to get that blue pill. You keep listening to all of these different news stations and all these medias and whatnot. You keep running to these stiff-necked brew channels to take the blue pill. All those telling you it's okay to eat dead bodies. You don't have to give up animals altogether. That's nonsense, Ock. That's nonsense. They're in ignorance. See? That you won't take the blue pill. And you refusing to wake up. Alright? Therefore, all of you in store for destruction or humiliation. Okay? Only the true and living God knows which level. Alright? Let me check my time, people. Okay, I'm at almost 2 hours. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Alright? And we'll pick it back up with the gospel of the Holy 12. Shalom.